right, let's continue with our problem solving. Okay, the first one we're going to do is we have the volume of a cylinder. V equals pi r squared h, where r is the radius of the cylinder and h is the height. And the question is, what is r in terms of h and v? Can you do that? So how do you solve r is, first of all, you see these are all multiplying your r squared. So you say r squared is equal to v over pi h. We want r. So r is equal to square root of v over pi h. See that? That's your radius. Okay, so if you have a radius of a cylinder, you know how to find the diameter. Radius is half the diameter, or the diameter is twice the radius, right? Okay, so I'll get you the answer for this. Now, I come here and I say link it. See this question here? Can you solve it? Can you? And this is a cylinder, so you have to know, and it's talking about volume, right? So look for keywords. So V equals, the moment you see volume cylinder, right? V equals pi r squared h. The question is going to ask you for diameter. Okay, but there's no diameter in the formula. So you need to find what? Radius. Once you know the radius, multiply by 2. So can you put in these values here where they belong to? The 256 pi and 16. And let me know if you had the diameter equals 8 feet. Right? Okay, let's move on. Done that, let's move on. So let's do another one, another problem here that we are going to do is, if we have say x squared minus 25 equals 0, what is x? Okay, then you can write this as x squared minus 5 squared equals 0. This is difference of two squares. So x plus 5, x minus 5 equals 0. So then it said x equals 5 or negative 5, right? Okay, so you know how to solve a quadratic equation. Find the zeros, right? Now, let's look at a rational function here. If I have a rational function 1 over x minus 2, and you are asked what values of x is the function undefined, okay? What you need to know is, if I have 1 over 0, this is undefined, okay? It can define, it's infinitely large, 1 over 0. So whenever you have anything over like a rational function and you are asked to find the values of x that makes it undefined, all you got to do is set your denominator to be equal to 0, and you say x equals 2 makes the function undefined. Are you with me? So now I come over here. Can you solve a quadratic equation like this? X minus 4 all squared plus 4 x minus 6 plus 12 equals 0. How are you going to solve this? You're going to expand this, right? You expand everything based on the what? Okay. Based on the binomial theorem, or multiplying, or the what you call the perfect square trinomials. You expand it, and then you end up with x minus 2 all squared equals 0, and which means x equals 2 twice. Okay, that means it's going to be like touching it, right? That's how you solve it. Okay, so now can you solve 107? Now, can you combine it? What I told you about what makes a rational function undefined and then how to solve a quadratic equation. And can you combine it and solve this right here? Okay, try that. Okay, so all you got to do is set the denominator equal to 0 and solve for it, right? Okay, are you with me? Let's move on. Okay, what if I have something like this? I have this function here, p of x, and I say, what is the value of p of 2? P of 2, that means wherever there is x, put 2 there, right? So I put x equals 2 in there, and I evaluate it, and I say p of 2 equals negative 8, right? Okay, what does it mean? Okay, so x equals 2. When we put in there, you get negative 8. This is the same as minus 2, minus 2. When we divide the polynomial by x minus 2, we are going to get negative 8. This is called the remainder. Right? So x equals 2, right? X equals 2. When we divide the polynomial by x minus 2, the remainder is negative 8. Okay, so when you find p of 2 and you get a remainder of negative 8, what does it mean? It means the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 2. Do you see that? P of 2 means you divided by x minus 2. The remainder is negative 8. Okay? If you do p of negative 2, that means the remainder when it's divided by x plus 2. Are you with me? What if you get a remainder of 0? If the remainder is 0, that means it is a factor, right? So now we go over here. For a polynomial p of x, the value of p of 2 is negative. Which of the following is true? Okay, what are we going to say? Which of the following is true? Right here, we're doing this one. What does it mean? A, B, C, or D? Right? The answer is, because we've evaluated p of 2 means we divided it by x minus 2. And since you didn't get a 0, that means the remainder is not 0. That means x minus 2 is not a factor. It's not a factor. If you get 0, that means it is a factor, right? So what you say is x minus 2, the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 2 is negative 8. That's what it means. It's not a factor. It's not a factor. It's not a factor. It's not a factor because the remainder is not 0. All right. Okay, so let's do more. Let's do maybe one more here. If we have for a polynomial p of x, the value of p of 2 is 7. What does that mean? What would you say? A, B, C, or D? We evaluated p of 2. That means the polynomial was divided by what? Was divided by x minus 2. If we didn't get 0, that's the remainder, right? Remainder is 7, right? We can also use synthetic division to find the answer. Okay, given p of x equals x cubed minus 4x squared plus 53x minus 30, find the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 6. Remember synthetic division? You are going to divide by x minus 6. So what do you put over here? You're going to put positive 6. We write the coefficients 1, negative 14, 53, and negative 30. Okay, remember synthetic division? Review it. Now, when you do it, what do you get? You get 0. What does that mean? What does that mean when you get 0? That means when you divide this polynomial by x minus 6, That means x minus 6 is a factor of the polynomial, or x minus 6 is a factor, or x equals 6 is a factor. You get it? Don't get confused, right? So x minus 6 is a factor because the remainder is 0. All right? I think this will do it. And I hope you review all these videos. I hope you practice. And I hope everything goes on well for you on Saturday. Have a good night. Bye bye.